Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to tonight's top stories, let's take a look outside our weather window. And things were a little bit warmer today, but yeah, we did have that cloud inversion once again. And boy, it just inundated the entire Wenatchee Valley all the way up into Okanagan country today with low-hanging clouds. Lots of fog this morning, and it just kept those temperatures down. But as you can see, blue sky above that. As we get into our Thanksgiving weekend, tomorrow mainly dry. We'll see some more of that fog and maybe some low clouds. Mostly cloudy for Friday. The big news for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, warmer temperatures with the chance for rain and snow both Saturday and Sunday. And I'll have your complete north central Washington weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. The snow and freezing rain that fell in the Wenatchee Valley yesterday afternoon made for challenging driving conditions that resulted in numerous accidents. A double-wide mobile home, carport, garage, and pickup suffered extensive damage in a fire this morning just outside East Wenatchee. A suspected drunk driver was arrested Monday night after she allegedly crashed into a Douglas County Sheriff's Office patrol car. And the last two Chelan County election campaigns were narrowly decided, but with just 50 ballots still to be counted, the final results appear for us today. But first, our top story tonight. A 45-year-old Soap Lake man was killed late yesterday morning after he lost control of his pickup on an ice-covered bridge deck north of Ephrata. The Grant County Sheriff's Office said Daniel A. Teagan was driving his Ford Ranger north on Road B Northwest just before 11 a.m. when he lost control, crossing a canal bridge, and the pickup spun and then rolled before hitting a utility pole. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Teagan's brother, 43-year-old Christopher A. Teagan, was a passenger in the pickup and transported to Columbia Basin Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Road B between Ephrata and Soap Lake was closed for several hours following that accident. Well, the snow and freezing rain that fell in the Wenatchee Valley yesterday afternoon made for challenging driving conditions that resulted in numerous accidents. The bulk of those wrecks were in Wenatchee, with police responding to 21 accidents between 1 p.m. and early evening. Over the same time period, East Wenatchee police responded to 10 accidents. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office said 8 accidents were reported there and just 1 accident reported in Douglas County. Only 4 of the 40 incidents were listed on police reports as involving injuries, with none of those believed to be serious. There was also a slew of wrecks on Interstate 90, including one that forced the closure of eastbound lanes for several hours near Kittitas. Well, in other news, a double-wide mobile home, carport, garage, and pickup suffered extensive damage in a fire this morning just outside East Wenatchee. Kay McKellar of the Wenatchee Valley Fire Department said the fire was reported at 8:44 a.m. in the 1300 block of South Union Avenue. She said the investigation into the fire continues, but it may have started in the carport and then spread to the home. When firefighters arrived, there were difficulties with a fire hydrant that required bringing in tenders from the Wenatchee Department in Grant County Fire District 3. Firefighters from Monitor also assisted. There were no injuries, and firefighters had the blaze extinguished just after 11 a.m. Well, a suspected drunk driver was arrested Monday night after she allegedly crashed into a Douglas County Sheriff's Office patrol car that was conducting a separate traffic stop. The Sheriff's Office said the driver, 76-year-old Hendrika Essensi of Bridgeport, then left the scene of the wreck on Highway 173 near Bridgeport Bar and was later spotted driving south on the highway, missing a front tire and sending sparks down the roadway. A deputy and Brewster police officer detained her. The deputies involved in the initial traffic stop about 7:30 p.m. reported seeing Essensi's vehicle driving toward them and then crossing the fog line and hitting the patrol car as deputies moved out of the way. Both vehicles suffered significant damage. Essensi faces charges of suspicion of DUI and hit and run. Well, the last two Chelan County election campaigns were narrowly decided, but with just 50 ballots still to be counted, the results appear final. Sean Smith of Cashmere will be the newest member of the Chelan County Board of Commissioners. Tuesday's tabulation of ballots gave the owner of the Walkabout Grill restaurants a 330-vote lead. That's less than 1 percentage point over Leavenworth City Council member Ann Hesburgh. Smith ran as a Republican and Hesburgh as an independent. Both were seeking the commissioner post being vacated by Bob Boogert, another independent who beat Smith by a mere 510 votes to win the seat back in 2018. Smith's win puts the three-member board entirely back in Republican hands after 4 years. Another win for establishment Republicans. Chelan County GOP Secretary Marty Young will be the newest clerk of the Superior Court. Young beat another independent candidate, Deputy Clerk Sandra Arechiga, by 479 votes out of more than 32,000 cast. The clerk's office maintains the records of Superior Court cases and handles jury selection, licensing, and civil orders. The election results are due to be certified by the Secretary of State's office 1 week from now. Well, when we come back, after serving a search warrant at a home north of Warden on Tuesday, the Adams County Sheriff's Office reported recovering a stockpile of stolen signs. A Wenatchee smoke shop may no longer sell any tobacco or vape products after repeatedly selling those materials to minors. Effective today, the Washington Department of Ecology has issued a Stage 1 burn ban for Chelan, Douglas, and Okanagan counties. And flu-like infections in the Cascade School District have grown so prevalent, the district is now asking students to wear masks in class. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
Welcome back. In another news, after serving a search warrant at a home north of Warden yesterday, the Adams County Sheriff's Office reported recovering a stockpile of stolen signs. The Sheriff's Office said they received numerous reports of stolen road signs Monday in eastern Adams County, and their investigation led them to a home in the 1800 block of East Franz Road. Inside the residence, they reported finding road signs from Adams, Franklin, and Lincoln counties, in addition to signs from the Washington State Department of Transportation, Burlington Northern Railroad, the U.S. Park Service, and other unidentified entities. The Sheriff's Office did not announce an arrest, but said the investigation remains active and that taking such signs not only is a crime, but also a danger to the public. A Wenatchee smoke shop may no longer sell any tobacco or vape products after repeatedly selling those materials to minors. Pacific Northwest Smoke Shop at 307 Ferry Street has been under a probationary agreement since July with the Washington Liquor and Cannabis Board for making illegal sales to customers under 18 3 times in the last 2 years. The state board now says the business again sold vape products to an underage buyer, and as a result, its tobacco and vape license is revoked for 5 years starting today. The ownership company behind the store has multiple sales violations on its record. In 2018, the Liquor and Cannabis Board revoked the license for one of its locations in the Wenatchee Valley Mall after an employee there illicitly sold cannabis products. Well, effective today, the Washington Department of Ecology has issued a Stage 1 burn ban for Chelan, Douglas, and Okanagan counties. Stagnant air over central Washington is producing high levels of particulate pollution. A Stage 1 burn ban means no outdoor burning, no agricultural burning, and no uncertified wood stove use. Restrictions will remain in place until further notice and will be reassessed on Monday, November 28th. Well, flu-like infections in the Cascade School District have grown so prevalent, the district is now asking students to wear masks in class at least until December 7th. The guidance went out to parents on Tuesday. It's based on advice from the Chelan Douglas Health District, which strongly recommends indoor masking for students and staff. The district, which serves Leavenworth, Plain, Peshastin, and Lake Wenatchee, has seen up to 25% of its students take absences with flu-like symptoms in some buildings. School officials say the recommendation is a safeguard against the highly contagious influenza type A. It's not a response to COVID-19 infections. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's features story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. In tonight's features story, the Wenatchee School District is on the hunt for its new superintendent, and it wants the public to get involved. Open meetings and online surveys are designed to give a voice in the search project to parents and district residents. Wenatchee School Board President Martin Barron outlined the process in a meeting on Tuesday.
Messages and information going out to all parts of the school district community, and there are daily additions, email blasts, remind messages, postings to social media sites, and a press release. So there's a lot of information out there for everyone to track. I'm going to go over what's on the superintendent search website page, because that hits the factual highlights, where you will now see a stakeholder input public forums tab. That publicizes the English language forum in the high school commons on Monday, November the 28th from 6:30 to 7:30. Y publica el foro en español en el mismo lugar el jueves 1 de diciembre de 6:30 a 7:30. So there's English and Spanish in the same way, in the same places on those two dates, November the 28th and December the 1st. Under stakeholder input surveys, you'll find links to the English and Spanish versions of the survey and survey questions. The survey is open until midnight on December the 11th. Under district staff input for two other large groups, Zoom meetings, you will find Zoom meeting links for certificated staff on 2 days, both at 4 p.m., November the 29th and December the 5th, and for certificated staff, also 2 days, 4 p.m. on November the 30th and December the 8th. Then there are 2 days of in-person small meetings for representatives of stakeholder groups, and those will take place during the day on November the 28th and December the 1st. The consultants will be here for those 2 days. That will be for student groups, parent, family, and booster organizations, employee organizations, and community organizations, and elected officials.
Let's take a look now at your North Central Washington weather forecast. A lot for a lot of you. The last day of work for this work week because, of course, tomorrow's Thanksgiving. It wasn't a terrible day today. It was cooler than normal, and we did see that low cloud deck once again as we look back at Orondo, or from our Orondo Rock, looking back at Turtle Rock, I should say, and some traffic on Highway 97. Not too bad today with some melting out there. 31, our unofficial high temperature here in Wenatchee today. That's 9 degrees below where we should be at 40 for this time of year. Beautiful day back in 1959. Our record high 64 degrees. We started off at 19 this morning, and that's 10 degrees below where we should be. 29 is our normal low. How about this? Record low in a very frigid November of 1985, 5 degrees below zero. 7.59 for precipitation since January 1st after picking up that 1/10 of an inch yesterday. Sunrise 7:17 and the sunset is at 4:17. Taking a look at your Thanksgiving Day temperatures. Not going to be all that warm. We'll see temperatures a little bit better than today. 36s for Moses Lake and Ephrata, 35 for you folks in Quincy tomorrow, 34 for Wenatchee, 33 in Kashmir, also for you guys down in Ellensburg, and 34s for Chelan and for Eniat on your Thanksgiving afternoon. Taking a look at tonight, we expect areas of fog to develop once again. Big area of high pressure in southwestern Montana, and it's keeping most of the western United States clear tonight. We'll see lows about 30 degrees, so much warmer than this morning's low temperatures. And now your Thanksgiving weather, some fog and a mixture of clouds during the day on Thursday. Going to stay on the cool side with temperatures generally in the mid-30s for Thursday. Getting into Friday, a lot of you are going to be traveling for Friday. It doesn't look too bad. Mostly cloudy. It will be warmer, maybe a little bit of light snowfall in the Cascades, but here's the good news. Temperatures in the low to mid 40s on Friday. And then for our holiday weekend, kicking it off on Saturday, mostly cloudy skies. We could see some late day, early evening showers. Here we go. This is in our evening hours. About a 50-50 chance for that on Saturday. Highs in the low 40s. For Sunday, morning rain and snow showers giving way to partly cloudy skies during the afternoon on Sunday. High temperatures to end our long weekend at about 40 degrees. For Monday, cloudy and a bit cooler. We're beginning to see a northwesterly flow of air, and that's a new Arctic blast of air moving our way. High temperatures only in the low to mid 30s on Monday. And then for Tuesday, look at the size of that next storm system moving out of the Gulf of Alaska. It's going to pack a pretty good punch. Clouds all over Washington state, as well as precipitation as we get into Tuesday. Snow likely and colder. High temperatures at the end of our forecast, only 30 degrees. Let's take a look now at that 7-day forecast, and it's brought to you tonight by Apple Valley Honda. Tonight, not quite as cold as we've seen the past couple of nights. 29 overnight tonight for us. Your Thanksgiving Day, mostly cloudy. We're going to stay below normal for high temperatures at 34 degrees. And then look at that big jump as we get into Friday. Mostly cloudy and warmer and 43. And then back to the stormy weather as a low pressure system moves in. Saturday and Sunday, we're looking at temperatures in the low 40s and overnight chance for precipitation Saturday, Sunday morning as well. Monday, a morning snow flurry or two and 36. And then Tuesday, much colder. Snow is likely with a high temperature then of 30. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and much more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
Hi, I'm Eric Granstrom.
And I'm Brent Rhodes with the NCW Community Toy Drive presented by Les Schwab.
Be sure to join us Saturday, November 26th at Hooked on Toys for our Toy Drive kickoff.
I'll be there broadcasting live on Country 104.7 KKRV starting at 9.
And we'll be live on NCWLIFE channel from 10 to 11.
Find out more about the organizations that serve needy kids here in North Central Washington.
And help us kick off the Toy Drive this year to make sure everyone has a better Christmas.
See you Saturday at Hooked on Toys.
And happy holidays.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Wednesday. The 114th Apple Cup will be played Saturday in Pullman between the Washington State Cougars and the Washington Huskies. Cougars snapped a 7-game losing streak in the series by topping the Dogs 40-13 in Seattle last year. Washington coach Chelan County says that game doesn't sit well with his returning players.
It's the bragging rights, and how you feel about it is always the question, and how excited are you? And then, of course, the history of it. Everyone wants to make sure you understand this game and that game, and they're really the same things happen when it comes to talking about Oregon as it does talking about Washington State wherever I go.
Cougar coach Jake Dickert says his team started focusing on Washington as soon as they celebrated a win over Arizona last weekend.
I think we set the tone right away in the locker room after the game. We celebrated that hard-fought win on the road, and we know what week it is. The best part about it is I tell our guys all the time, we prepare every week like it's championship week. So the preparation and what we do within this building, that standard will stay the same. But the energy and what it means to everybody, obviously that gets raised quite a bit. So excited about the challenge of facing a really good team from the other side of the state in the Apple Cup.
This game will feature a couple of good quarterbacks in Cameron Ward and Michael Penix Jr. Dickert says Penix has brought a new dimension to the Husky offense.
And the quarterback, Penix, has given them just a shot of life. This guy is one of the most accurate passers, I believe, that I've seen in a long time, and he's cutting it loose. And they've thrown the ball over 500 times, and he's been sacked 7 times. It's incredible, right? So the offensive efficiency is top 5 in the country, and it's an extreme challenge, one that we're excited for. We feel confident in what we can do. And defensively, I think you just see the confidence growing as the season has progressed.
Both teams will practice today and tomorrow, but Coach DeBoer says he's encouraging his players to take a Thanksgiving break coming up tomorrow.
I'm pretty traditional. I like the turkey, the dressing, all that good stuff. But we'll have practice like we would, and we're a morning practice team, so Thursday morning, and then the dinner after that. I've certainly encouraged, and we'll have a practice on Friday, but I've certainly encouraged, that the guys who are local, if they can have an opportunity to take someone with them that doesn't have a place to go, they do that.
Saturday's Apple Cup at Martin Stadium will kick off at 7:30 p.m. and be broadcast on ESPN. By the way, a little more Husky news prior to the rivalry game this weekend. University of Washington announced yesterday that it has extended DeBoer's contract through 2028. The first-year Husky coach has led the team to a 9-2 record so far this season, with an outside chance of playing for the Pac-12 championship. DeBoer will reportedly make $4.5 million coming up next year. Well, there's one Thanksgiving Eve game on the college basketball court tonight. That will be Washington home at Alaska Airlines Arena to host Fresno State. That'll tip at 6:30 on ESPNU. Following a bye, the Seahawks are back in practice this week, preparing to face the Raiders on Sunday. Seattle's coming off a loss to Tampa Bay in Germany and fell out of first place in the NFC West with San Francisco's win over Arizona on Monday Night Football. Coach Pete Carroll says his guys were eager to get back to work.
Going back to work feels good to us. These guys are fired up to be back. They feel good. They feel strong. Just in the walkthrough, they're bouncing all over the place. The schedule that we have this week will allow us to be fresh all the way to Sunday. By the way, we're doing it and celebrating the holiday too. So they're anxious to get back at it. and really test this. Is like starting the second half, and so feels like that natural break at the bye, and we're going to try to maximize that by coming out and playing a really good game this week, and it's all we got. So focus is right on the Raiders. They had a big win last week. They have a lot of firepower, and I know it's been frustrating for them this season, but they've got all kinds of weapons, and they got stuff that they can do, and we got to be ready.
Seattle and Las Vegas kick off at 1:05 in the afternoon Sunday at Lumen Field. The game will be broadcast on CBS, so that's a different channel. Just be mindful of that. Wenatchee Wild are on the road to Trail for a midweek BCHL class with the Smoke Eaters tonight. The game at Cominco Arena starts at 7 o'clock with Wenatchee trying to win its 5th game in a row. Austin Drade will have the call locally on KPQ. You can also watch the game with a subscription on Hockey TV. Seattle Kraken are also back on the ice tonight in NHL play when they face the San Jose Sharks. Puck drops at the Climate Pledge Arena at 7 o'clock on Root Sports Northwest. We have one prep score to pass along from yesterday. The Wenatchee girls bowling team improved to 3-0 on the young season with a win over West Valley. The Panthers amassed a pin count of 1,673. The Rams 1,553. High scorers for Wenatchee were Sophia Johnson with a 148 and Charlene Campbell with a 161. I think the ladies get a little time off here for the holidays. Speaking of which, I just want to take a moment here to be especially thankful for the crew we have here at the NCWLIFE channel. You don't see what happens mostly behind the scenes. We only have 13 people that are employed to put this whole TV station thing together. So I just wanted to take a moment and thank those that work so hard to make sure that we have the camera on and make sure that we have the thing behind me and all of that and that we get paid and things like that. We're going to start with Brenda Mendelis, who is our manager and owner of the NCWLIFE channel. So thank you to her. Also, thanks to our crew. I'll see if I can remember everybody. We've got Alicia Hunter. We've got Rachel Mendelis. We have Uriah Darby. We have Tucker Wagner. We have Malcolm Whitehall, who's behind the glass right now. We also have from our news department, Jefferson Robbins. We have Cal Fitzsimmons. Also, of course, Grant Olson, the guy right over here, and Dan Coots. And did I miss anybody? Malcolm, you're going to have to tell me in my ear if I missed anybody. I think I got everybody there. But it doesn't happen without the work and the passion and the expertise of all of these people behind the scenes. So as we take a break for Thanksgiving tomorrow to be with our family, and while you are enjoying your family, I just wanted to say thank you to these amazing people that make up NCWLIFE channel. That's sports. Grant, back to you.
Perfectly said, Eric. And we'd also like to thank and wish a happy Thanksgiving to our fine sales staff, Wendy, Diana, and Carrie. And now let's check in with Dan Koontz for a look at what's coming up Friday morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. As you know by now, we won't be here on Thursday, so and have a good Thanksgiving. And we'll be back at it here on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. But we're going to hold up our longtime tradition here at the NCWLIFE channel. We will be here on Friday. We're going to work. We're not going to work real hard. We'll have whatever news generates over the next couple of days and your weather forecast, everything else to get your holiday weekend either going or extended with a Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Dan, and happy Thanksgiving. And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for being with us and have a happy and safe Thanksgiving.
Now, am I looking into this camera, or am I looking, where am I looking?
We're going to have you just look at it.
The holiday season is coming, and Santa's making his 15-second commercial for NCWLIFE channel. Are you?
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCWLIFE channel.
The NCWLIFE channel offers marketing packages that help you build your brand and sell your products and services. From traditional TV ads to targeted digital campaigns, let us help you build your customer base. Call NCWLIFE channel today.